Long ago, in a time when ancient dynasties had faded into the dust of history, the land of Nam was engulfed in warfare. Chaos poured down from the north. Invaders swept through province after province, leaving behind scorched villages and thatched roofs collapsing like exhausted birds. Amid the vast central plains, there was a village called White Smoke Village. People called it that because every morning they could see light mist mixed with the cooking smoke of the poor drifting low above the thatched roofs. The village was poor, but its people were gentle and honest. Among them was Lu, a young man known for his handsome looks but harsh temperament because his parents had died in battle when he was little. Lu grew up with resentment toward anything called heaven, fate, or karma. If karma exists, why did my parents die while those ruthless soldiers live? Lu would say that whenever anyone told him to recite the Buddha's name and sow good deeds to seek peace, only Liên, a beautiful and virtuous girl of the village, could soften Lu. Liên had a natural affinity for the spiritual. Since childhood, she often dreamed of strange warnings and once even helped the villagers avoid a fire. Villagers whispered, "This girl has a gift. Heaven favors her by letting her see things beforehand." But Liên shook her head. "I only dream. Everyone dreams." Lu had loved Liên for a long time, but never dared say it, partly because they were different in temperament, and partly because, in Lien's eyes, Lu seemed like someone carrying a heavy burden of resentment. Then one stormy night, the fate of the land changed. When thunder still rumbled at the edge of the sky, villagers saw flames rise from the west along with shouts, neighing horses, and the clash of spears against shields. The invaders came. No one had time to flee. No one had time to pray. Only blazing smoke swallowed White Smoke Village whole. In the chaos, Liên was taken by the invaders. Lu rushed in to save her, but was struck down, blood covering his face. The last image he saw was Liên tied up, terror in her eyes, then her silhouette fading behind smoke. That night, Lu screamed and cried before the burned remains of his home. Heavens, if there are Buddhas or gods, why would you let this happen? Whether intentional or not, his resentful cry echoed into a place not belonging to the realm of humans. After the invaders left, Lu lived like a lost soul. He wandered the region searching for Liên. But everywhere he went, people only said, "The invaders take beautiful women as captives. Few survive." Lu refused to believe it. He carried a rusty sword fashioned from scrap metal found among the ruins, along with a deadly vow. "Even if I die, I will bring Liên back." One evening, as fine rain began to fall, Lu happened to encounter an old beggar sitting under an ancient banyan tree. The old man wore a worn brown robe. His hair and beard were white, yet his eyes shone strangely bright. The old man asked, "Who are you searching for, that your footsteps are so heavy?" Lu avoided his gaze and answered curtly, Someone very important, judging by the murderous aura on your face?" Lu scowled. "Old man, don't meddle in my business." The old man wasn't angry. He simply smiled gently. "When your heart is full of hatred, you summon ghosts. But if you calm your heart, you may summon the Buddha." That sentence made Lu hesitate. He was about to leave when the old man called out again. "On the peak of Tianson Hill, there is an abandoned temple. Go there, and you will find your answer." Lu spun around. "Why should I believe you?" "Because only there will you hear the voices of those who can no longer speak." After speaking, the old man seemed to dissolve into the drizzle. Lu rubbed his eyes, but he was gone. A chill ran down Lu's spine. Those who can no longer speak? Could it mean the dead? Despite fear, the hope of finding a clue about Liên drove him to set out that very night. Tiansun Peak was shrouded in mist. The old temple stood alone, tiles fallen, walls rotted, the 3-entrance gate now only 2 moss-covered stone pillars. The wind blowing through sounded like the sighs of the ancients. Lu pushed the door open and stepped inside. In the main hall, the wooden statue of Amitabha Buddha was cracked in many places, but remarkably, the smile remained intact, gentle amidst the ruins. Lu looked up at the statue and whispered, "If you are sacred, please tell me where Liên is." Suddenly, the wind stopped. A vague voice rose, as if from deep within the earth. "To save her, you must first save yourself." Startled, Lu drew his sword. Who? Who is there?" Behind him came the sound of small footsteps, like those of a child. Lu turned around, but saw no one. Yet on the dirty floor, small wet footprints appeared, as if someone had just stepped out of a lake. The footprints led straight toward the back hall. Though frightened, Lou followed with his sword in hand. The back hall was as dark as a well. Only a thin ray of light from a wall crack shone upon an old meditation cushion. On the cushion was the ash of someone who had meditated there for a very long time. The child-sized footprints stopped there. Then suddenly, a tiny figure appeared before Lou. It was a girl of about 7, dressed in a brown robe with long hair. Not messy like a ghost's, but neat. But strangely, her eyes had no pupils, only a misty white. Lou stepped back, trembling. "Who are you?" The girl did not speak. She put a finger to her lips, signaling for quiet. Then she pointed toward the rain outside, where a distant battlefield glowed red against the sky. A sound echoed inside Lou's mind, like the whispers of thousands of souls. The world is filled with resentment. The one you seek is trapped within that resentment. Terrified, Lou cried, "Liên? Is Liên alive or dead?" "Alive, but as if dead. To save her, you must first release your own hatred." Lou struck the floor with his hand. "I cannot let go. I must kill the invaders. I must avenge my entire village." The girl lowered her head sadly. She touched Lou's forehead. In that moment, it felt as though Lou's soul was pulled from his body. Before him appeared the burned ruins of White Smoke Village, bodies lying everywhere. But not only bodies. In the flames he saw drifting white shapes, the wandering spirits of the villagers. They clung to Lou, each elder, each child, each man slain, clinging to his back, pulling him down. You carry too much hatred. That hatred binds the dead to you so they cannot be freed. Lou collapsed. He looked at the meditation cushion and realized that whoever had once sat there must have been a monk of profound virtue. But now the temple was abandoned, the Dharma faded, resentment spread, and this girl must be the temple's spirit child, trapped between two realms. "What must I do?" Lou asked, choking. The girl placed her hands together. Soft warmth glowed from her tiny palms. "Return to the smile, return to kindness. It is the only path." Lou roared angrily. "What smile in the middle of war? What kindness when they slaughtered my family?" The spirit child smiled sadly. It was not a joyful smile, but one filled with boundless patience. "If you do not extinguish the fire in your heart, the fire of the world will burn everything." Suddenly, the vision shifted. He saw Liên imprisoned in a crude hut of the invaders. She was not dead, but her body was covered with injuries. Outside, a guard watched her with cruel eyes. Lou leapt up. "Liên! I must save her!" The girl raised a hand to stop him. At that moment, the Buddha statue in the main hall glowed gently. The serene smile seemed to shine into Lou's wrath-filled heart. A deep, compassionate voice echoed, "To walk in hatred is to see only blood. To walk in compassion is to see the path." Then all went dark. Lou knelt on the floor. For the first time in his life, he cried not from anger, but from realizing he was standing on the thin line between good and evil. The next morning, Lou left the temple with a different heart. He had not shed all hatred, but hatred now mixed with compassion. Compassion for Liên, for the villagers, for the spirit child who could not be freed. In his hand was an old wooden mala the girl had given him. He hung it around his neck, silently vowing, "I will go, not to slaughter blindly. I will save her first. If heaven forces me to fight, I will fight. But when I do not need to kill, I will spare." The path to the invaders' camp was extremely dangerous. Lou had to cross deep forests, large rivers, face wild beasts, and evade patrolling soldiers. Cold nights in the forest brought back the villagers' resentful spirits, swirling around him like heavy breaths. One night, as he struggled to sleep, he heard a child crying. He sat up in shock to see the spirit child standing beside him. She touched his forehead. Immediately, the crying vanished. Astonished, Lou asked, "You are following me?" The girl nodded. "Why?" She still did not speak, but Lou understood from her eyes, "You save one person, I save you." Thus, Lou's journey was no longer lonely. But the farther west he went, the thicker the air of resentment became. In a region where invaders had massacred many villages, wandering spirits appeared like flickering flames at night. Sometimes Lou saw entire processions of ghosts passing by, wailing, "Return our lives." Lou trembled, but the spirit child placed her hand on his mala. The beads glowed warmly. The resentful spirits scattered. Lou realized the dead do not need more hatred. They need a lamp. After many days, Lou found the invaders' camp by the forest. That night, rain poured. Lightning revealed tattered enemy banners. Lou slipped in from the back, guided by the spirit child. When he reached the hut where Liên was kept, he nearly screamed. Liên lay curled on the ground. Her hands and feet were tied. Her back bore layers of whip marks. Lou wanted to slash the guard to pieces, but the girl tugged at his robe. She shook her head. A faint mist surrounded the guard, making him fall into deeper sleep. Lou slipped inside. "Liên?" he whispered. Her eyes opened. Upon seeing him, tears streamed down. "Is it truly you?" Lou embraced her, choking. "I have come to take you home," Liên trembled. "No, they are many. I am not afraid." But just as he cut her bonds, a horn sounded outside. They were discovered. Lou carried Liên into the forest. Behind them came pounding footsteps, barking dogs, and the commander shouting, "Catch them! Kill the man, keep the woman." Lou reached a cliff. Rain made the rocks slippery. Below was a raging river. He looked down, then at Liên, then at the soldiers closing in. Liên sobbed, "Throw me down! Save yourself! Don't say that!" An arrow grazed past his ear. Lou held Liên tightly. Jumping meant possible death. At that moment, a small white figure appeared, the spirit child. She reached toward the river, then touched Lou's mala. The beads shone brightly. The river below suddenly calmed, parting slightly. Lou didn't hesitate. He jumped. The water swept them away, but not deeply. The spirit girl guided them. Her light soothed the current. Later, Lou and Liên washed ashore on a rocky bank. Exhausted, Lou collapsed. Liên placed a hand on his chest, feeling his heartbeat, and burst into relieved tears. Lou looked around, but did not see the girl. Instead, on the sand was a line of writing. "The path of hatred ends here." He carried Liên back to Tiansun Temple, but he found it transformed, no longer dark. Incense smoke drifted from the main hall as if someone had just lit it. The Buddha statue was no longer cracked, it glowed gently. The spirit child stood before the altar, now with pupils like a living child. Her eyes sparkled. Terrified, Liên whispered, "Is she a ghost?" Lou took her hand. "No, she is a human soul who never lived a full life." Lou stepped forward and knelt. "Because of you, I was able to save her." The girl smiled, for the first time, a warm smile like spring sunlight. She placed her hands together. The Buddha statue radiated a brilliant light that filled the hall. In that light, Lou saw something extraordinary. The girl was growing older. Her hair lengthened, her robe fit her perfectly, her face filled with life. Then she transformed into pure light and rose before the Buddha. A voice said, "You have seen a true smile. Your suffering has eased. From now on, the karma between you and me is complete." The child's spirit vanished. Only the mala remained in Lou's hand, now golden brown and fragrant. Liên looked at the Buddha, tears falling. "Is this a divine manifestation?" Lou nodded silently. "I never believed, but today I do." He brought Liên to safety. The war dragged on for 2 more years before ending. The invaders weakened and retreated north. White Smoke Village slowly rebuilt. One day, Liên asked, "Do you still hold hatred?" Lou gazed at the sky and smiled softly. "Hatred once filled me, but now I see that hatred only feeds the fire inside. When I let it go, I could finally see the path to saving others." Liên smiled gently. "I once feared you might never find your way back, but perhaps the spirit child led you out from the abyss of your own heart." Lou took her hand. "No, it was you who kept my heart from going dark." They married and lived simply in a small house by a stream. Every year on the anniversary of the village's tragedy, Lou returned to Tiansun Temple to offer incense. The temple had been rebuilt by the villagers. Inside, the Buddha statue shone even more beautifully. Its smile brought peace to anyone who looked upon it. One day, while Lou was cleaning dust from the altar, he heard a child's laughter. Not frightening, just a pure, joyful laugh. He turned. No one. Only wind blowing through the temple, ringing the wind chimes. But when he looked at the Buddha statue, he thought he saw, for a fleeting moment, a little girl standing beside it, smiling at him. Then she vanished. Lou placed his palms together and bowed. "I know, you have taken her away. Thank you for letting me meet her, so I could learn compassion." The wind grew stronger, carrying the scent of forest flowers. Somewhere, a voice seemed to say, "A single smile is also a blessing. Helping others escape suffering is saving yourself." Many years later, when Lou's hair had turned silver, he often told this story to the village children. One child asked, "Uncle Lou, was the girl really a ghost?" Lou smiled. "Not a ghost. A soul who didn't get to live her full life, but she was kinder than many living people." "Then what is the Buddha's smile, Uncle?" Lou stroked the child's head. "It is the smile of one who understands suffering, who can even love those who hurt us. It is the smile that leads people out of hatred and into the light. The child asked again, "And you, uncle? Do you smile like the Buddha?" Lu looked at the red evening sky, remembering war, the spirit child, Liên, and the burning village. He answered, "I dare not say I smile like the Buddha, but I have learned that a single smile can save a soul." The child nodded, still not fully understanding, but the evening wind understood, the incense smoke understood, and the little soul from long ago, now reborn elsewhere, understood as well.